Okay, so let us start today's class. So this is going to be a very short introduction on continuity. So first of all, let us define continuity of a function at a point. So let there be a function fx. So fx is called continuous at x equal to a, where a is a point, a belongs to real number. So it is defined as first of the point x, or here a, should belong to the domain of the function. If it is not in the domain, then we cannot comment about continuity of the function at that point. And second is that the LHL that you must be remembering from limits classes. So LHL should be equal to RHL at point A for the function f, and it should also be equal to the value of the function at that point. For instance, you can see this example. If we approach A, how to find LHL? We approach from the left hand side. So we approach from the left hand side, reach A, and we see that LHL is going to be equal to C. Okay, and if we approach from the right, we can also see the RHL value is also going to be equal to C. So first of all, LHL is equal to RHL, but we see that. So we can say that the limit of the function exists at the point A. But to comment about the continuity of the function at point A, we have also to observe the value of the function at that point. So the value of the function at that point A, f of A, is equal to B. So what we can say, first of all, the point A belongs to the domain. So condition 1 is satisfied. And the second is that the LHL is equal to RHL, but it is not equal to the value of the function at that point because C is not equal to B, as clearly shown in the diagram. Thus, we can say that the function is not continuous. Let us move a bit ahead. Okay, so let us consider two small examples. First of all, consider the function fx equal to greatest integer function of x. So the best approach, as I have taught you all, is drawing the graph. So we start drawing the graph, and what is the graph of greatest integer function of x? This is from 0 to 1. So this is 0, this is 1, and that is one jump step function if you remember, and here is 2, and at 1 here is open, means at 1 the value is 1, at 2 the value is 2, not 1. So it is going to be arrow, as I have taught you in the graphs classes. So first of all, let us see if 1.7 is in the domain. Yes, 1.7 is in the domain of the function. Now second condition is we have to check if LHL and RHL they are equal or not. So this is RHL, this is equal to 1, this is some 1.7 is somewhere in between, right? Here is somewhere 1.7. Let us say this is 1.7. So RHL is equal to 1, yes, true, and LHL is also equal to 1, and the value of the function at that point is also equal to 1. So what we can say that yes, at 1.7 the function is continuous. But what about the function, let's say at 1? So what we can say, at 1 the RHL value is going to be what? The RHL value is going to be 1, because let's say something like 1.00001. What is the function value? It's going to be 1. And what is the value of the function at 1? It is also equal to 1. But what we see that LHL, let's say LHL, how to find something like 0.99999. What is the function value at that point? It is going to be 0. So LHL and RHL are not equal at x equal to 1. Though x equal to 1 belongs to domain of the function, but function is not continuous at that point. Clear? Let us move to one more example. This is the example which is basically like signum function. So let's consider the continuity of the function at x equal to 0. So at 0, this value is 0. It is defined, signum function. So, and next at 0 plus, the value is 1, because let's say we have to compute f of h plus. So what is f of h plus? Where h tends to 0. This is going to be h by h, that is equal to 1. Clear? That h tends to 0. Remember this. H tends to 0. Now, how to find 0 minus? It is going to be, again, this x is going to open with a negative sign. This is going to open with a negative sign. So it is going to be minus h divided by h. And h tends to 0. So this is going to be equal to minus 1. I am finding the LHL, right? So LHL is going to be minus 1. RHL is going to be 1. So at 0, LHL is not equal to RHL. So we clearly say that this is not continuous at this point. This was the same case here also. Fine. Let us move to one more example. Okay, so this is the example. Fx is given as this: x square minus 4 by x minus 2 if x is not equal to 2, and defined as 4 if x is equal to 2. First of all, let us check 2 belongs to domain, because it is asking to check continuous at 2 or not. So yeah, 2 belongs to domain. So first point is clear. Next, what is f of 2? It is equal to 4. It is given. And how to find this LHL and RHL? We have clearly studied this kind of examples in limits chapter. So this is going to be limit extends to 2 plus fx. How to do? Just factorize this thing. It is going to be x plus 2 after factorization. Going to be x plus 2. Mind the handwriting a bit. This is x plus 2. So 2 minus 2 plus, it doesn't matter. It is going to be 4. So LHL equal to RHL equal to 4. And also at the value of the function at that point, 2 f of 2 is equal to 4. Fine. Let's move ahead. Now let's come to one more example. Tan x is continuous in its domain. True or false? This is true, because this is the range, or this is the set for which, this is the set of points for which we have to find or comment on the continuity. What is the domain of function tan x? It is x belongs to r minus, r is all real number, minus n pi by 2. So if we put any point, we can see easily from the graph of tan x, right? This is the graph of tan x, like this. Okay. Just a minute, there is a bit of error. The function of tan x is like this, and this is repeated every time. Fine. This is the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and this is repeated infinite number of times. Now these points are not in the set. At these points like this, n pi by 2, we don't have to comment on the continuity of the function at that point. So the remaining points are r minus n pi by 2, and we clearly see that tan x is continuous in all those points. You can verify using all the first two points, that is x belongs to domain and LHL equal to RHL is equal to the value of the function at that point. So clearly in the domain, it is always continuous. Fine. But tan x is always continuous. True or false? It is going to be false. Why? Because always means, what are the set of points? The set of points belongs to all real number. So in this also comes pi by 2, n means n pi by 2. Let us consider one example, pi by 2. So at pi by 2 doesn't even belongs to the domain of the function. So we cannot comment about continuity. Thus we say that the function is not continuous at that point. Therefore, tan x is continuous always, it is going to be false. But tan x is continuous in its domain, yeah, that's going to be true, because the set of points considered here is r minus n pi by 2, and the set of points considered here is all real numbers. Fine. Let's move ahead. Consider one question. Fx is equal to cos x by x minus pi by 2 if x not equal to pi by 2, 1 if x equal to pi by 2. So we have to check if it's continuous or not. So what to do? Just basically have to find the limit at pi by 2, which will signify that LHL equal to RHL. So how to find the limit at pi by 2? You can simply do L'Hopital rule, and this cos x is going to be sin x derivative. This derivative is 1, because it is 0 by 0 format, indeterminate format. You can always remember, or you can always go back to limits theory and you can verify them, remember them. So limit x tends to pi by 2, sin x is going to be 1. So LHL equal to RHL is equal to 1. And what's the value at x equal to pi by 2? It is also equal to 1. Thus pi by 2 belongs to the domain of the function. Yes, true. And also at pi by 2, LHL equal to RHL equal to 1 is equal to the value of the function at that point. So it is continuous at that point. Now let's comment. So we covered till now continuity in an interval. Let's now cover what continuity at a point. Now let's cover continuity in an interval. So fx in a to b, we have to comment that if a function fx is continuous in an interval, say a to b closed. So this is the definition you can see here. Fx will be continuous in a to b if limit x tends to c plus fx is equal to limit x tends to c minus fx equal to f of c for all c belongs to open a to b, which means for all the points except a and b, means because they are closed or the end points, it should be continuous, means C should belong to the domain for C belongs to A to B, and at C the function should be continuous. How to check the continuity of the function at a point, we just discussed now. And next, what is it? Limit extends to A plus. This point you see, limit extends to A plus fx equal to f of A. This means that since A is the leftmost point included in the interval, thus it should be right continuous at that point, which means the RHL value at A should be equal to the function value at A. But what about B? B is the rightmost point, so you have to say that it should be continuous from the left side only, which means the function value at B, the value of the function at B should be equal to the LHL value. Clear? This is LHL and this is the function value at B. Therefore, if this is equal, then we say that this is left continuous at B and this signifies right continuous at A. So if we want to determine if a function is continuous in an interval A to B, what we have to verify? That it should be right continuous at A, left continuous at B, and continuous for all points C belongs to A to B. Clear? Let us move ahead. Now let us come to types of discontinuity. So types of discontinuity. There are two kinds of discontinuity basically. First one is first kind, one is second kind. Silly names. Okay, so LHL and RHL equal to finite. Fine. First kind is LHL and RHL both are finite, but LHL equal to RHL not equal to f of A. This is called isolated point discontinuity or removable discontinuity. Fine. And second is jump discontinuity, like this. LHL value is this, RHL value is this, but they are not equal. So that is a jump. So this is literally jump discontinuity, and hence it is non-removable. How can we say it is non-removable and removable? Let me cover the second kind, then I will come to non-removable and removable. Non-removable is another one is second kind. Second kind is non-removable. That is, I think, no special name as such. Still, the thing is LHL or RHL is equal to plus or minus infinity. Fine, such as fx equal to 1 by x square. So this is the graph of 1 by x square. We have covered in the graph section. So at 0 it is defined to be 0. So what we can say means we have to comment basically at 0. So 0 belongs to the domain, fine. And at 0 it is also defined. So f of 0 is 0, it is given. But LHL and RHL, either of them or both, doesn't matter, is plus or minus infinity. So this is second kind. So there are two kinds, first kind and second kind. In the first kind, we covered isolated and jump discontinuity. Why this is removable and why this is non-removable? Removable is, for instance, isolated point discontinuity. Let us think about this a bit. This is the axis. Just a minute. Yeah. So this is the axis. This is like this, and let's say from LHL like this. This basically that example that I covered first. This is this, and somewhere there is one point here. At 0, the value is this. So LHL is equal to RHL, but it is not equal to f of A. This point is, let's say, A. The origin is A. So how can we remove it? Remove it means making the function continuous at that point. So what we can do basically, we can redefine the function for this single point. Means at A, we can define the value of f of A is, this is C, let's say this is B value. So we can redefine the function value at A to be equal to C. Clear? So just by tweaking the function at one point, we find that we can remove the discontinuity. So it is called isolated point discontinuity because one point is isolated, and removable because we can remove just by tweaking the function definition at only one point. And why this is non-removable? You can argue that I can just redefine this thing to here, but okay, you redefined the value of the function at this point origin, that it is equal to, let's say this is equal to B, this is equal to C. So you define that at f of 0 it is equal to C. Fine, you take this point down to here. I agree, but you have to define, but then comes the point 0 plus. There is 1.0 plus. If 0 is redefined to be C, then there is 1.0 plus. Then I can say that at 0 plus it is, then at 0 plus it is going to be non, means again a discontinuity, because the minus or the just point before 0 plus is continuous, and after it there is a different value. So again comes the jump discontinuity. Basically what I mean, the bottom line is, to remove the discontinuity in jump discontinuity, you have to redefine the function for all of these points. Clear? Without redefining for all of these points, you cannot argue that it is going to be continuous just by defining this one point. Clear? And non-removable, again similarly, you have to redefine the entire function. You cannot just redefine at one point so as to remove the discontinuity. Fine. So this is a basic, very simple introduction. We covered types of discontinuity, what is continuity at a point, continuity in interval. We saw very basic examples, as we mostly do very basic in the starting time. And then, oh wow, this is a good thing. So now in next class, 2 to 3 classes, I think, I would be covering oscillating discontinuity, properties of continuous function, and intermediate value theorem, and continuity of compensated function. This is a very short topic, continuity, and covering this thing would complete the theory part. Then I would take one more class on the problems. So let's end here.